guys, Travis7861 here, bringing you another video. This is part 3.
Marjorie Tyrell's favor.
And here we go.
Lady
We're going to King's Landing.
to the king may be enough to keep the Boltons at bay, if it's presented to her as it should be.
So we're playing another one of the characters in the game now. Open the ironwood box. Look at it. There's a couple of things in here. There's like a coin. Can we look at the coin? Is there a coin or
this coin to remember him? What a strange place, Essos.
Yeah, we'll read this message here and see what it is.
Much excitement here in King's Landing for the coming wedding. Lady Marjorie has proven to be quite popular throughout the city. I do wish you and Mother could come, although I know it would be impossible under the circumstances. I miss all of you, and I look forward to the day you can.
I bet you couldn't go back home. Everybody wanted to go back home to Ironwrath. Yeah, let's just back out. Everything else you just look at. It's enough about that lore. Alright, let's go search around and see what we find for it. Hey. Oh, it's just a book.
Wonders
Dusty
Made
Old
by
Tome.
Man by Lomas Longstrider. A gift from Roderick.
Too bad he dead. Too bad he
I hope to see them
dead.
all someday.
Spoiler alert if you haven't seen the first episodes. If you haven't seen the first episodes that I've been doing, you might want to watch those first before you watch this one.
King's
Let's go
Landing.
here.
I wonder if it's sunny at Ironwrath today.
Yeah, it should be. Okay, let's walk around this place and see if we can find anything else. Colbury. This is all we can walk around and find? Oh, there's something here. It's a letter. From the mother?
It troubles me to even ask this of you, but you must appeal to Lady Marjorie to intervene on our behalf. She is our best hope, and can be a powerful ally, especially now
She's
when
hot,
your
too.
family so desperately needs her help.
I'm talking about the actual actress in real life, not the cartoon version of her. That'd be just weird.
One moment.
Oh, sorry, milady. I didn't mean to disturb you. I can come back later if you'd like.
No, it's
Now let's
fine.
let him in.
Come in.
It's one of the slave children, I'm guessing. By the way he looks. Like the dirt and the rag downs.
Begging your pardon, milady, but you all right? If you don't mind my asking, you seem rather upset.
I'm just worried about my family.
Ah, letter from home, is it?
It's kind of you to ask.
Of course, milady. You've always been kind to me.
Everybody's
hurry if
kind
you
in this
can.
game, except for the
Lady
people with
Marjorie
the
will be
actual
here in
sword
Of course,
fighting.
milady. You work for Lady Marjorie? I may be wrong, but it seems like you do.
I'm her handmaiden.
That's what I thought. I've seen you with her before. You seem like good friends. I saw Lady Marjorie just this morning, outside the Royal Sept, talking to Queen Cersei.
Cersei?
That girl.
They appear
I don't
to
think
be
anybody
having
likes
some
that
sort of
girl.
disagreement. I couldn't hear much, but
What did they say?
I couldn't make out much, but I know they were talking about the Starks and House Forrester.
House Forrester?
Wow,
I
that's
think you're not in any
us.
kind of trouble. But I thought you ought to know. Most people don't tend to notice a callboy.
It'd be good to
Not in
know.
King's Landing with so many lords and ladies about. You see and hear all sorts of things when people don't even know you're there. Good night, milady.
Well, that's some good information he shared. We're talking about our house.
Hey, look, it's the
Lady
waifu.
Marjorie,
You're early.
I was hoping there would be
Except
time
the
for us
cartoon
to
version of
talk.
waifu.
Come, there's something we must discuss.
Okay. Let's go. On an adventure we go.
From the day you arrived in Highgarden, I've thought of you more as a friend than as my handmaiden. A dear friend, in fact.
Thank you, my lady.
And you know how I feel about what's happened to your family. I feel your pain as if it were my own. What you've
thank you. You're
suffered
very
is
kind.
beyond imagining.
Ah,
You're very
that says you're
kind,
very
my
kind
lady.
there.
Of course, Mira, but you must not despair. We will get through this together.
She's always
You must
kind. Even in the show,
understand
she's
there are
kind.
limits to what I can say, especially here in King's Landing, now that I am to be queen. To have a handmaiden from the north whose family fought for Robb Stark. It raises questions at a time I can least afford. Cersei herself cornered me this morning outside the Royal Sept. She mentioned the northern girl in my service, and she painted you a traitor.
Oh, of course she
was
would.
very
She's a
pleased with
bitch like that.
herself. Her face was full of mirth as she said it.
What does she intend to do?
She intends to make you miserable, knowing that will make me miserable as well. She demands an audience. She wants an apology of some sort. For what, I don't know, but...
For what?
She's waiting for us now, and I promised I would bring you to her. I wouldn't ask this of you
Oh,
if it were
great.
not important.
What do I say?
Find a way to appease her. Humor her. Tell her what she wants to hear.
She wants
See
to
if
hear
the
I'm a
king is ready to
traitor's
receive
daughter. House of traitor to a house that fought for Robb Stark. She's even bitchy in this game. Even the TV show. Still a good actress though.
You'll be fine. I know you will. You may feel one thing, but you must say another.
I'm kind of scared for this.
Good luck.
Alright guys, here we go. Fingers crossed. We'll see if what she says. Oh hey, it's Tyrion.
You can do this.
Oh god, there she is. There's the good old Iron Throne, guys. Maybe I'll sit there one day.
Ah, Lady Marjorie. Aren't you looking lovely this evening?
There's Mr.
Lord
Show.
Tyrion. Your Grace?
I like this part so far.
With your permission, allow me to introduce Lady Mira of House Forrester.
Your Grace.
The girl knows her courtesies. Impressive. You may rise.
House
You
Forrester
may.
is a northern house loyal to the king.
Are they?
I beg your pardon, Your Grace.
I wasn't talking to you. I want to hear from the girl. Is
Sorry, I
your
got Steam
family
messages
loyal
popping
to
up in the
king?
corner.
Perhaps you should ask the new Lord Forrester.
He's not here, is he? She is.
House Forrester's loyalty to the crown never wavers, Your Grace.
I see. And yet... For centuries, the Forresters have been loyal bannermen to House Stark. A house of traitors.
They were the Wardens of the North. We all served at the pleasure of the king.
Clever girl.
Perhaps too clever for her own good.
Just
The
that
girl
look
did
though.
say the loyalty was
did not
unwavering.
satisfy her.
She has a talent for equivocation, yet I question what she really thinks. Is
Alright.
your house willing to swear fealty to your new liege lord, Roose Bolton?
Yes, Your Grace. Absolutely.
I see. Despite the fact Roose
Oh, she's
Bolton
smiling.
allied with Walder Frey. If it was me, I'd find it difficult to so quickly forgive the men who killed my father. Old allegiances are not easily abandoned. But now that the war is over, we must look to rebuild and forge new alliances. There are ships and shields to be built, and Joffrey will need a steady supply of ironwood for his armies. I'm told there are others who would happily serve that purpose, but I trust we can rely on House Forrester.
Forster Ironwood does seem rather unique.
Yes, Your Grace.
It would be a shame to see it fall into the hands of another house. I imagine you'd do almost anything to prevent that from happening, wouldn't you? Ask any Lannister, and they'd do whatever was necessary to save Casterly Rock. It would be unfortunate to see another house lay claim to what's yours.
Yes, Your Grace. I would do anything.
I'm just basically saying yes, I want to please her, so... She
I
looks like
see.
she's smiling and everything, so...
What would you have the girl do, Cersei? It's not as if she fought beside the Starks, wielding a battle axe for the Northern Army.
It raises an interesting question, I suppose. Can we truly blame those who end up on the wrong side of the wall? Our dear Marjorie here was betrothed to Renly Baratheon on the false assumption that he would one day rule the Seven Kingdoms. Can we fault her?
I guess he's gonna
for
bring
her
that up.
mistake? Should she be held accountable?
She was just following her heart, Your Grace.
And the very same heart so quickly led her to my son.
If there's a point to this, I hope you find it quickly.
Loyalty can be such a hard thing to define. This city alone is filled with all sorts of ambitious opportunists looking to reinvent themselves, pretending to be something they're not. Who knows what lurks within their hearts? You are a girl from the north here in service to Lady Marjorie. One can only assume her interests are yours. Yet loyalty to a king, that must be absolute, beyond question. And if your loyalties were to become conflicted between your king and the very person whom you serve, what would you do then?
I'm sure she
Let the
would...
girl answer the question. Go on.
I would be true to the king, Your Grace.
Well said. I was beginning to worry you didn't have your priorities straight.
She is a threat to the crown, isn't she? The most dangerous handmaiden in all of King's Landing.
I could
My
be.
sense is this girl will say almost anything to get what she wants. Which is not very
You think I'm some
encouraging.
whore? Oh, that facial expression, though.
I'd like a word with you, if I may.
Of course, Your Grace.
Well, everybody's upset.
I'll walk you out.
Okay,
This may
Tyrion.
come
That's
as a
good.
surprise,
You're the only
but
character
I
here
met
that I
your
like.
father once, at the tourney at Lannisport. Even then, he didn't trust Roose Bolton. We only spoke briefly, but your father struck me as an honorable man. You have my condolences for his loss.
Thank you, Lord Tyrion. That's very kind of you to say.
That certainly took courage. To so publicly declare your loyalty to Joffrey for all to hear. Poor Lady Marjorie was humiliated, although Cersei seemed quite pleased. It was
'Cause that's
quite
what she
the
wanted.
first impression. I, of course, found it all highly entertaining.
I don't like
I don't
Cersei.
particularly like her.
Yet you did your best to please. You'll do well here in King's Landing. My sister and I have our differences. She takes great pleasure in her little charades. I take mine in thwarting them. We must find our amusements where we can. She threatened to give your ironwood to another house. It is the Master of
She
Coin
can't do
who
that.
decides such matters. The
you
crown
go.
needs boats. Boats need wood, and I speak for the crown in this regard, not her.
What are you suggesting?
Where's...
I suppose the crown could be persuaded to secure ironwood from House Forrester. Lady Marjorie might not look favorably on such an alliance, and it would infuriate Cersei. Although what would be amusing for me
That's what we want.
might prove rather dangerous for you and your house. Are you willing to risk that?
For you,
It's a
Tyrion.
risk I'm willing to take, Lord Tyrion. Please.
You are a brave girl, aren't you? I'll consider it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I promised Sansa I would join her for dinner tonight. 3 beautiful bottles of Dornish wine await my arrival.
I hope we meet again.
Nothing would make Cersei happier. Until then, be careful. This is not the norm.
That's what'll make her miserable.
King's Landing can be a nest of vipers to the uninitiated.
That should be like in a book or something, that like that quote right there. George R.R. Martin, put that somewhere in a book when you're writing the new book, or if you're working on it or not. Hopefully. Oh, please.
Mira,
oh, it's not her.
I was
It's this
worried.
girl.
How was it? Cersei has a way of looking at you as though you're nothing. It's more than a little intimidating.
It didn't go very well.
I'm sorry. Cersei is known for being rather difficult. But at least it's over now.
You're saying difficult? Rather
Lady
bitchy.
Marjorie has spent the entire day working on seating arrangements for the wedding. Of course, you and I are seated way at the back, here with the 4th cousins and the 9th-born sons. Ah, Sir Jaime. I wouldn't mind tarnishing that white cloak of his.
Sarah!
What? It's true. And
This is girl
over
talk
in
apparently in
Martell,
King's
the Red
Landing.
Viper. I'm told he has a paramour, which I doubt is Dornish for wife.
You'll get us in trouble.
We're just having some fun. Perhaps Lady Marjorie could make the right introductions. Who knows? We might meet our future husbands. Although, marrying a king, I can only imagine what that would be like.
Probably bad, since everybody
Would you
wants
marry
your head on a
Joffrey
spike.
if it meant you'd become queen? He does have a certain look about him, and he's always treated Lady Marjorie well.
I'd be willing to marry, but not Joffrey.
Well, I would marry him. Imagine
I don't think
the
anybody
power
would.
you would have as Queen of the 7 Kingdoms. I might even allow you to be my handmaiden. Let's see, who else should we marry off? Brienne of Tarth and Tyrion Lannister. What a perfect match! Sir Bronn and...
What are you doing?
Uh-oh. I guess we're in trouble?
Well,
I'm sorry, my lady.
As am I. We shouldn't have been messing about.
this is not a game. It's a battle plan. Allies and enemies can be made with every move. Yet they say it is men who are powerful. The Queen was pleased by your display, Mira.
Good.
I'm just glad it's over. King's Landing
told her what
can
she
be
wanted to hear.
exhausting sometimes. There's always someone to please or some perceived slight to smooth over. I fear it will only get worse when I am queen.
Once they know your true heart, the lords and ladies will have no choice but to love you.
Do you agree?
Once you are queen, the lords and ladies will do their best to please you.
You learn very quickly.
I do.
You were brave agreeing to obey the Boltons.
You're gonna be my
That
waifu
cannot have
someday,
been
not
easy.
Joffrey's.
I know you must fear what Lord Bolton might do to your family. I do appreciate
actress
your
who plays
willingness
Marjorie
to
is watching
appease
this?
her, as difficult as it may have been.
Thank you, my lady. There's been something on my mind. Something important. I did have a favor to ask of you in return.
Whatever you wish to say, you can say it in front of Sarah. There are no secrets between us.
Can I trust her, guys?
It's about my family.
But this is pretty important.
I trust her. Go on. Ask.
Forgive me, my lady. I wouldn't otherwise ask this of you, but my mother insisted. It's about my family.
Ramsay Snow. What would you have me do?
My mother fears our family will suffer if Ramsay is left to do as he likes. She thought, if a raven could be sent to the Boltons to let them know House Forrester has the protection of the crown. I know it's a lot to ask of you, and I wouldn't otherwise, but she insisted.
That is no small request, especially now.
I know,
No.
my lady, and I wouldn't ask this of you otherwise. But my mother has left me no choice. She insisted.
Joffrey knows only too well your family fought for the Starks, and now you would have me ask him to intervene.
That's a very
Is the
risky situation, guys.
that dire?
You can't, my lady. King Joffrey won't like it. Just think how he turned on Lady Sansa.
My mother feels it is urgent, my lady. She's unfamiliar with King's Landing and its politics. I hope you can understand that.
I knew I couldn't. She's barging in, trying to stop my family's fate.
Very well. I'll make your request, but I cannot promise anything.
Thank you, my lady. I will send a raven to my family at once.
At least something got done. Alright, where are we heading off to now? Hey look, it's my favorite character, it's Garrett! Everybody say hi to Garrett again. So far, my favorite character in the game. How was that? Oh god, my horse ran away.
7 elves.
He's heading his way to the wall. Oh, what are they doing to him? Who are those guys?
Play a little game, shall we?
It's Ramsay
Did you
Snow!
know my ancestors wore the skins of their enemies as a coat.
Whoa. Oh. It's good torture.
Not my best work, unfortunately. I suppose
Oh,
I've
it's like
fallen out.
cutting them.
But he didn't make it easy. What with all that bloody noise?
Like a drowning cat. I thought he'd never stop.
As my father likes to say, a naked man holds few secrets. But the flayed man holds none.
Pity he didn't know your father is the Warden of the North.
He does now.
Yeah.
How much further is it to these foresters?
Oh, I guess he's heading to Ironwrath.
2 at most.
What was that?
Oh no.
My lord?
Shh! Listen. There.
No.
Hear that?
Not my favorite character. You can't do this to me, Game of Thrones. No.
I know I heard something.
Stay still. Stay still, Garrett.
Never mind. We've wasted enough time already.
Well, we got to see some major characters from the show in this episode so far. Oh god, they got a whole like group full of men going towards Ironwrath because of my mistakes. Like, they killed my family, guys. What else was I supposed to do? Let's go take a look at this guy. I have a feeling this is going to be really gross. I don't even want to look.
Bloody hell.
Ugh! Oh, God.